Hi guys, Rob here, and this is week 12 of my lockdown here in Cebu's quarantine. As always, I'm going to look at the stats for the coronavirus here in the Philippines, particularly in Cebu, as the figures here have been a bit concerning in the last couple of weeks. We'll go into that in a moment. Taxi drivers have started coming back this week, and I wanted to give an insight into a taxi driver with the coronavirus and the lockdown and not being able to work for nearly 3 months. Looking particularly at Cebu's stats, I wanted to ask the question, is the quarantine really working? It's been 3 months, and the last couple of weeks, the number of cases in Cebu have been rapidly increasing, which is a concern. So why Cebu? Why are the cases increasing here more than anywhere else in the Philippines? And that's what I wanted to delve into in this video. So I'm also going to look at some travel related news with the Philippines in relation to the Covid-19. The biggest question is, when can international tourists come back to the Philippines? And the Tourist Board did kind of address that this week, so we'll have a look into that as well. So let's get to the video. So the 16th of June, I've woken up to this news. Yes, Cebu City has reverted back to an ECQ. It's disappointing to hear that news, and it begs the question, in Cebu, is the quarantine failing? So why is it failing? Is it the government's fault? Is it the people's fault? Let's put it in perspective first. We'll have a look at the worldwide cases, and then we'll look at the Philippines. So worldwide total coronavirus cases have passed the 8 million mark, with over 400,000 deaths and with over 4 million recoveries. Breaking down this into countries, the USA is still way out in front with over 2 million cases. Brazil at number 2, which is closing in on the 1 million cases. Germany rounds off the top 10 with nearly 200,000 cases. Looking at the Philippines, it's at number 38. I think it was at number 39 last week. Then if you look at other countries like Vietnam, who have been successful in controlling the virus, just comparing the totals with the Philippines, you can see in the graph form, the totals in the Philippines is getting steeper. Then you look at Indonesia, also struggling to control the coronavirus with a more smoother curve, although it's increasing rapidly as well. With the Philippines, you can see a distinctive jump at the end of May. Total cases in the Philippines is over 26,000 with 6,252 recoveries. Breaking this down, the actual total active cases is near 19,000 with only 61 severe and 17 critical cases. I couldn't find Cebu City's total cases today, but by adding the extra 123 cases to yesterday's figures, the total would be around 3,557 in total, with Mandaue City at 445 cases. So with Cebu, the positive cases have actually been increasing of late. So what's happening with Cebu? The government's response is due to the late results of their mass testing and that the active cases are actually going down. But this is all a bit of a magician's trick to make you look the other direction. Cases are up, increasing pressure on the health system here. Not all of them are severe cases though. So has the government done enough? The first case of Covid-19 in the Philippines was back at the end of January, and another a few days later. If you read Wikipedia, there are various cases of people having the virus in the Philippines in February. It wasn't until mid-March until the quarantine lockdowns began in the Philippines. So it's easy to see that the virus could easily have spread prior to this, as it is so contagious. And then if you compare it to Vietnam, they locked down their country really early, and that's one of the major reasons why they have been able to keep it under control. It's easy to say this in hindsight when you know all the facts about the virus now. And a lot of countries, as I've shown, are still struggling to control the virus as well. In Cebu, I know when there are pockets of outbreaks, they quickly shut down the area, and they're really strict on people's movement here. So they are doing things to prevent the spread of the virus. And then you see images like this in Cebu, people not practicing social distancing, not wearing masks, and then we wonder why we go back to ECQ. And it's not about blaming this group or that. It's about everybody pulling together and doing their part. It's too big of a problem just to blame the government. They've told us what to do, and we need to follow what they say. It only really needs one person to mess up and have massive consequences. So let's do our part. We want to get through this, and we want to get out of this quarantine lockdown. But I am interested to know what you think, so let me know in the comments. Moving on to some tourist news. Although Cebu Airport is open again for domestic travel, It's only open for essential travel only. No leisure travel as yet. This week, the Tourism Secretary said, when asked about when foreign tourists would be allowed back into the Philippines, that they were preparing safety protocols, such as testing facilities, to allow foreign travellers into the country soon. How long soon is? Who knows? Watch this space. This is the new plastic covering between the driver and the passenger. What's your name, sir?
I'm Jason.
And how long have you been?
I've been driving for almost 6 years.
6 years, okay.
Yeah. Since the lockdown start, all of us taxi driver have no work. Yeah, it's very difficult.
Struggling.
Yeah, struggling. I don't have work, sir. I only stay in our home.
Yes.
Yeah, then, but the government also give us financial assistance. Yeah, I have 3 kids. Then my life is very difficult.
So you've survived on financial support from the government?
Yeah, the government give us 25 kilos of rice. Then
once, or is that
1 month, sir? 1 month.
1 month.
Yeah, then some of us driver the government give us financial assistance, which is 6,000 pesos.
Yes. Did you get that?
No, sir.
Well, why didn't you get that?
Because my child has are members of the four-piece program in the government. Because if you are a member of a four-piece in the government, you cannot
get assistance.
Get assistance.
So how did you survive without any money then? What did you do?
Sometimes I borrow with my family.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to give them money back when you start working.
Yeah.
Okay. So as a taxi driver now, quarantine restrictions being lowered.
Yeah.
Now you can drive. So when did you start driving a taxi again?
These Mondays are Monday.
So Monday the 8th of June you started driving again.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very difficult because today they allowed us to drive, but some establishment is not open. During 7 p.m. all establishment is closed.
Oh yeah, okay. So you can't really pick up people after 7.
Yeah.
So as far as like how much money you make now compared to prior to the COVID-19, like how much less are you making?
We make just like 1,500.
1,500.
Yeah.
And before, how much were you making?
Before,
say in January before.
Almost 3 to 4,000, like that.
So it's more than half.
Yeah, more than half. That 1,500 less the rental of the taxi.
How much is the rental of the taxi?
900.
900 per day.
Yeah,
so you're making 600 per day.
Also gasoline.
Plus you have to add gas. How much is gasoline, say, for one day?
Sometimes 500 to 800, like that per day.
So you lose money.
Yeah, sometimes we lose money, sir.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Is the Cebu province open? Can I?
Yeah, we can go anywhere in province, sir.
So we could drive north all the way to Hagnaya or Maya?
Yeah, but some checkpoints required us quarantine pass, then medical certificate, like that, and also a clearance. Where did you came from?
Yeah. So where's that? Like, what towns do that still? Because I heard on the 12th it was opening up.
Yeah, but now, sir, there's a checkpoint, but they allow it to enter to the other province. Not like before, very strict.
So
each car they will
check each single car.
Yeah.
So what about going to Lapu-Lapu from Mandawi?
We can go to Lapu-Lapu and Mandawi, sir.
With no pass? What are you doing now to protect the passengers?
We have a disinfectant here. This one.
Okay. And so you're only allowed 3 passengers now?
Yeah.
2 in the back. So
Yeah.
only 2 passengers, 2 in the back and 1 in the front.
Yeah.
Plus this plastic.
This plastic cover.
Okay. And so you disinfect the car every morning? Like,
yeah, every evening, sir. When we go to our garage, they will disinfect.
This the whole car
Yeah,
inside
the
and
whole
out.
car, yeah. Before we drive, they get our temperature.
Yeah.
It's normal.
Okay. Can you go to the airport? Are you allowed to go to the airport?
Yeah, we can go to the airport.
So you can pick up passengers from the airport?
Yeah.
Domestic only?
Only domestic, sir, but it's to a little flight only.
Yeah, so, but there's no differences on picking up domestic passengers. It's just the same rules. You just pick up in the,
Yeah.
like normal, nothing's changed?
There is a change, sir. They want you, before you ride a taxi,
Yeah.
yeah, they want to fill up you a form, information form, just in case if there's a COVID positive, they can trace easily.
Okay, so
Yeah.
all passengers will have to fill out
Yeah, fill out.
where they come from.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just trying to think. So what else has changed? Like big changes for you traveling around here? Can you go to Cebu City?
Yeah, we can go to Cebu City, sir, but there is a strict rules that follow.
So that's more strict.
Yeah, you need to have a quarantine pass.
Yeah, I need to quarantine pass to get in
a
there.
travel pass also.
Okay.
Then
So
a certificate of employment if you're working there.
okay. So how many passengers do you get a day now in this for this last week? Like
Only 15
passengers per day.
per day.
And what would you used to get before?
Before we get 30 to 40
30 plus?
passenger. Yeah.
Okay. And where do most people go? Is it just short trips now, or is it only short trips?
Only short trip. They go to mall to buy grocery
Yeah.
like that, food.
Okay. And no one's going long distance.
No.
So what the deal with the number plates?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Yes.
The odd ending number.
In what? Odd or even numbers?
Odd
Odd numbers.
The last number of
The number
car.
plate. So you can only work like Monday, Wednesday,
Yeah, because
Friday.
we have a certificate of employment.
Okay. What highway is this? This is the highway?
Yeah, Highway Mandawi.
Mandawi Highway?
Yeah.
It's quite busy. Like it's 10:30 in the morning. It's quite a bit of traffic.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you will do once the quarantine's over?
To get back to work, sir.
Yeah, back to work,
Yeah.
make money.
Make money.
Yeah, support the family.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, thank you for the interview and thank you for taking me around. It's been interesting for me to learn all this
Yeah.
stuff. So appreciate it and good luck. And I hope things get better.
Yeah.
Obviously, things are changing all the time, but hopefully that driver was able to give you some information in regards to Cebu and with the quarantine. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe out there, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.